The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
On behalf of RBCS, RBCS New Zealand, and Software TestWorks, we welcome everyone today to this webinar on 6 surprises from assessments. I am Rex Black, President of RBCS, a worldwide testing and quality assurance firm serving clients ranging from small startups to Fortune 20 global enterprises. Since 1994, RBCS has been both a pioneer and leader in quality hardware and software testing. RBCS has offices in the United States, New Zealand, Australia, and Sri Lanka with partners around the world. RBCS delivers insight and confidence to our clients, helping them get quality software and hardware products to market on time and with measurable return on investment. RBCS has a team of international consultants that deliver customized training, consulting, and outsourcing services for companies that are looking to improve their test and quality assurance practices. RBCS has helped hundreds of companies reduce development and support costs while assuring the best quality products are delivered to customers. I'm the author of Pragmatic Software Testing, Advanced Software Testing Volumes 1 and 2, Foundations of Software Testing, Critical Testing Processes, and Managing the Testing Process. I hold a degree from UCLA in Computer Science and Engineering, and I am also past president of the International Software Testing Qualifications Board and the American Software Testing Qualifications Board. So, before we start the presentation, a couple of housekeeping notes. If you have any questions during the course of the webinar, please feel free to submit them throughout the presentation at any time via your webinar interface. There's a questions facility available to you there on that GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar interface. There's no need to ask for copies of the presentation. Those are already posted on the web at www.rbcs-us.com on the library page. And also, for those of you who are interested, we now have the recorded past webinars posted on the library page as well, Basic Library, and this one will be posted shortly. If you are having problems with either the audio or visual components of this webinar, please contact GoToWebinar support. And if for whatever reason you cannot get to the webinar online, or if you're dealing with an unreliable connection, go ahead and download the slides from the Basic Library, as I said, www.rbcs-us.com, and be sure to use the telephone to connect to the audio portion rather than voice over IP. Now that should allow you to follow along in the absolute worst case scenario. That I haven't heard a whole lot of reports of people having an inability to connect. This GoToWebinar service seems to be very reliable. Okay, so with the preliminaries out of the way, on with the show. Today's presentation is on 6 surprising findings from assessments. One of the major services that RBCS provides to clients around the world is assessment of their testing and quality practices. And out of those assessments come detailed reports which often contain surprising results for our clients. Now sometimes those results even surprise us, and wow, we didn't expect to see that. So in this presentation, I'm going to share a few of my favorite surprises. For those of you wondering about the cover, of course, this is a takeoff on the Forrest Gump movie line about life being like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, and we find that assessments can be like that for people as well. Okay. So, in an assessment, what we typically do is we go through, we review documents, test plans, test cases, bug reports, quality plans, requirements, etc. We analyze metrics. We like to look at some measurements of how are these folks doing. Defect detection effectiveness, defect detection efficiency, coverage, percentage of test cases automated, and those kind of things. And of course, we also interview stakeholders and participants in the testing process. Now, by a stakeholder, I mean anybody who has a stake, an interest in the quality of the product as delivered or the testing work done on the product, or both. Participants would mean somebody who actually is participating in the test work either directly or indirectly. So the tester is obviously a participant, and a test manager is obviously a participant, A developer is an indirect participant in the sense that they're receiving stuff from the test team and acting on it, hopefully bug reports getting fixed, for example. Now, we've done these assessments around the world, and these are always very enlightening engagements. In fact, they're probably one of my favorites as a consultant. I mean, we do training, we do consulting, and we do outsourcing, and we do various kinds of consulting, but I would say that the test assessment consulting engagements are probably my favorite because there's always so much that we learn from these broad based views of what's going on with the company. And as I said, sometimes it's really surprising. So hopefully some of these things that you'll hear today will be things that you've not thought of before, and you'll say, oh wow, that's interesting, and allow you to go back and take a look at your own testing operation and see if some of these surprises are waiting for you. So I'm going to try to present this in a way where we talk about the surprising findings first from a point of view of general observations, and then I'm going to try to provide some examples to help you see more clearly what I am talking about. Okay, so here we have a quote from Ambrose Bierce. Truth, an ingenious compound of desirability and appearance. Which is, of course, a fairly cynical way of putting it, but you know, one of the things that you're trying to get at, of course, in an assessment is truth, what's actually going on. And truth is a complicated thing. Now, we have clients that you know, their attempt to have, I guess, what you could call ground truth, if you will, about what's going on with their projects is driven by metrics, and a lot of our clients have a lot of metrics. Now I'm all for metrics, as you'll see as we go along, but the metrics need to be attached to some set of goals or objectives. They need to measure something that we care about, and unfortunately, I think sometimes we get this sort of measurements craze, you know, well, let's put a measurement on this, let's hang a measurement on this thing. So, I mean, what happens when these metrics are not clearly connected to objectives is that they've got a lot of metrics, but they can't derive any meaningful insight from those metrics, which then results in people making critical decisions without complete data. So, one example of this is, could the organization determine, based on financial considerations, when testing should be over? At what point has the financial utility, the economic utility of testing been exhausted? And that is a measurable, quantifiable thing. It is possible to answer that question with data in a way that is meaningful, but very few of our clients actually can. And of course, we always encourage them in the assessment process to be able to answer that exact question with data, because it's obviously a very important one. So look at this chart. This is another example of metrics without insight. Now,